Interviewing users on a regular basis isn't just important, it's essential. And during my masterclasses for interviewing users, someone always asks, how many people should I interview? Or how do I decide who to interview? Is there a formula? Now, at the beginning of my career, I also had the exact same questions until I realized there was a really simple way to decide exactly who to interview, and that it works well in most industries. And it's all based on user engagement levels. But I couldn't actually find a simple enough framework, so I created one called NOREX. NOREX has now been taught by thousands of people and is used in a whole range of different industries by marketers, researchers, designers, product managers, and everyone in between. The NOREX framework is designed to refine participant selection beyond the traditional demographic methods. For example, age or gender or economic or geographical backgrounds. It's focused on using engagement frequency as its primary source of filtering, and it offers a strategic method to understand diverse user experiences by categorizing users into 5 distinct groups. The first one is N for never. These are the potential users or customers who have never even interacted with your product, but perhaps technically they fit into your initial target group, but they are yet to try your product or your service. It might be a case that they're with your competitors, but for some reason they've never actually jumped over and tried yours. The next is O, the occasional user. Those are the ones who interact with your product occasionally, randomly, without a really consistent pattern. Now, understanding their triggers or their barriers could provide real insights and help you identify new opportunities for improvement. The next is R for regular users. Unlike the occasional, this group uses your product consistently. So if you were to think about, say, a gym goer, so a regular gym goer might be, for example, someone who goes every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. It's part of their routine. Now, E of NOREX stands for the extreme users. Now, these are users who engage with your product more intensely than your typical or your regular users. Now, this could be for a whole range of different reasons. Perhaps it's a tool for their work, or maybe it's something that they just love so much they just want to keep using it. So we could think of some people, say, for example, who use social media, or using the gym analogy, the bodybuilders. And then finally, we have X of NOREX for X users. So these are the former users who have now stopped using your product. Now, understanding why they left can uncover critical insights into product limitations and user dissatisfaction. Now, which one of these is the hardest to find to interview? And which one is the most valuable? The answer isn't actually so straightforward. The reality is, it depends. Now, in the industry I've worked in, I found the never, the occasionals, and the X's often elicit really fresh and very different perspectives around the same product or service. Now, even though most marketing and product development teams are often focused on the regular extreme users, you'd be surprised by going wide and trying the other types, just how insightful that can be. Because at the end of the day, in our research, one of the questions we want to answer is, how do I help someone who's never used my product become, say, an occasional user? Or how do I help the occasionals turn into regular users? And finally, how do I deliver such a great experience that they never become ex-customers in the first place? Question for you. How many people should you be interviewing of each of those different categories? Well, the answer is, and in fact, this is something that I've always found, is in the more qualitative research that you do, like these one-on-one interviews with your customers, the more insights you gain. So really for me, I generally believe that this should be part of your monthly or even your weekly process. So the more you learn from your customers, the easier it will become to make the design and marketing decisions. So if I have to give you an exact number, I'm going to say, well, you know what? If this is brand new for you, just start with 3 in each of the 5 categories. So as a starter, 15 different customers or users. But I would even say, you know what, if you could do 5 of each, that's going to be so much better. In fact, what will happen is that you're going to start to notice that just naturally that these patterns, they come to you, they become clearer and easier to find. And it's going to really help take some of that risky guesswork out of the equation. Another question, can you combine NOREX with other methods like traditional demographics? Well, the answer is yes, but it needs to make sense. The key about NOREX or any other tool or framework you might want to use that's going to help you slice and dice up your user groups is to make sure it's just the right one. It's the one that really is going to help you best answer your hypothesis or the questions you're trying to answer in the first place. So the answer is yes, 100% you can use this tool. You can combine it or you can use it by itself. The key here is to understand that the NOREX is, 1, it's a really simple tool. 2, it's really versatile, and you'll be surprised at just how many invaluable insights into consumer behavior it's going to help you find. And ultimately, that's going to help you fine-tune your product and your marketing strategies. So by categorizing users based on their engagement levels, you're going to gain a more nuanced understanding of their needs and their experiences. And then this can then allow you for a more targeted and effective design interventions, ultimately leading to better user satisfaction and loyalty.